What's poppin'? It's your girl Jazzy J. How y'all doing today? Welcome to my channel. If you are new around here, welcome. If not, what is up, Buttercup? Today is Sunday, and around here, Sunday is my Dear Diary segment where I can talk about literally whatever has been going on. Today, I decided to talk about a major change in my eating habits that was kind of seen but not really expected to happen the way it did. So, here it is. I'm vegan, okay? And it happened extremely suddenly. Like, I wasn't expecting it to happen like that. Backstory. When I went into college, no, even before that, growing up, I drank whole milk all the time. And of course, as I got older, I didn't drink like just straight plain milk, but I would have like ice cream made with whole milk. I would have yogurt. I would have cheese all the time. I would have the milk with my cereal. I would cook with milk, cook with butter, cook with cream. I mean, you name it, there was dairy in it. But drinking straight milk, like for breakfast or something, always gave me a stomach ache. But I just kind of pushed it to the side because my parents were always like, we need to finish your milk. Milk is good for you. It gives you calcium. Okay. I leave that there. When I got to college, they didn't have whole milk. They had 1%, 2%, skim milk, almond milk, soy milk. And then if you grew up in America, you know, like when you went to elementary school and you had like the little to-go, the milk cartons that didn't actually taste like milk. There was like a fridge that you could get like a whole bunch of dairy products at my college in the cafeteria, and one of them was like a to-go milk, except it wasn't like a little carton, it was like a bigger version of like a Danimals drinking yogurt, but it was just to-go whole milk. And I hadn't had milk for quite some time, and I drank this to-go milk. I started school in September. I drank that milk with my cereal in like December. So it's been like a solid time since I haven't really had any dairy. I didn't even drink all of the milk, okay? I finished my cereal and I spent the next 3 to 5 hours in the bathroom. And I was just like, wow, I guess dairy is out, because not only did they not have any milk for me to drink, they had frozen yogurt, but it was only vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry all the time, and if you eat that every single day for lunch and dinner every single day, you get sick of it. There's no other flavor. And it wasn't that good to start with, so I just stopped eating that. And then when it came to cheese, I had American cheese for like a grilled cheese sandwich, and then that was making my face break out, and I was just like, I prefer to have clear skin, so I stopped eating that. And I was like, well, let me have cheddar, and then I just lost the taste for cheddar. And then occasionally I would have like Parmesan cheese on my salads, but apparently Parmesan cheese isn't even a cheese. I don't know what it is if it's not a cheese. So essentially I stopped eating dairy for 5 years now. And now my body is completely lactose intolerant. Honestly, I wasn't too upset about that because dairy isn't good for you at all. It causes all sorts of hormonal issues. It causes bloating, it causes acne, it causes, well, I'm not gonna say like it causes mood swings all too much, but it probably is like a relating factor. And if you're seeing like issues in like weight fluctuation and you're consuming a lot of dairy, that might be one of the causes of your weight fluctuation. And besides, like a solid 80 to 90% of the world is lactose intolerant anyway. We really aren't designed to be drinking other animals' milk and consuming other animal byproducts. It's just not this is a personal thing. If you like dairy, if you like cheese, if you like whatever, go ahead and eat it. I really don't care. I'm just throwing it out there. You're really not supposed to have it. Anyway, moving on. When it came to eating meat, I would eat it, but I wasn't obsessed with meat. Like, I grew up eating meat. I love me some baby back ribs. I love a good filet mignon. I love sushi. I love shrimp. I love clams. Oh god, a good linguine and clams. Oh, I'm a sucker for some linguine and clams. But over the years, I just stopped eating it, especially when I moved out of my parents' house. Let's be honest now. Meat is expensive. It's expensive, and it doesn't have a whole lot of health properties, because if you think about it, omnivores are kind of like tertiary consumers at best. I know y'all probably learned about this but forgot about it. Plants have the most amount of course, vitamins and minerals. They just do. They're plants, and besides being like a straight up rock. Anyway, the herbivores get their nutrients from the plants, okay? But they can't get everything. It's just not going to happen. They get their nutrients from the plants and water and whatever else. Okay, carnivores get their nutrients, whatever is left, from the herbivores, which if the plant has 100%, the herbivore now has 80%, the carnivore now has 60% of the necessary stuff, which is why it needs to eat so much. And then if you're an omnivore that eats carnivores, you now get like 40% of the necessary vitamins and minerals that you actually need for your body to function properly. And then people question why they're having such issues. I'm like, you're not consuming anything particularly healthy. Like 40% is what you actually need, and 60% is what you don't need, and you're telling your body to survive off of that. Logically speaking, you don't have to get too much into the science of it. Like, logically speaking, it doesn't make any sense. It makes more sense for you to eat vegetables, which have 100%, you get 80%, and potentially herbivores if you like the meat, because then you at least get 60%. It makes more sense that way. I mean, of course, I'm just ballparking numbers, but I do remember learning about that, like secondary and tertiary consumers. That being said, growing up, you eat meat, it's because it's delicious. That's really it. But I stopped eating meat because it's expensive, whether you go out to a restaurant, whether you buy it yourself. Good high quality meat, which is what I grew up eating at. And then it takes a lot to prepare it. You have to make sure it's cooked, but you don't want to overcook it because nobody likes a dry chicken. Dry, unseasoned, unflavored chicken. No. No, not in this black household. No, we don't do that. But I don't feel the need to go out and buy chicken. I don't feel the need to go out and buy turkey or fish or steak or whatever. So I haven't had it in quite some time. 2 days ago, I went with a friend to get some Korean barbecue, and it was all you can eat for $18. I'm not saying the name of the location because I'm not getting sponsored. And I ate pork belly, I ate like pork bulgogi, I ate like spicy pork steak or something like that. I ate some beef bulgogi, beef shank, like different things here and there. And I didn't pig out or anything like that, but I ate a good amount to the point where I was full, and I didn't eat really anything else except for cleansing my palate with some ginger, and afterwards we went to get bubble tea. Now, bubble tea typically has milk in it, so I got a passion fruit green tea with no dairy and some fruit popping bubbles because I can eat that. I can't really process dairy anymore. My stomach hurt for the next 24 hours. It was uncomfortable. because almost when I finished my food, like 2 hours afterward, I was nauseous. And every single time I thought about eating that meat, like I wanted to vomit. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it's not a thing that, oh my gosh, it's probably because she had bad meat. It's probably because she's never had Korean barbecue. No, I've had Korean barbecue before. I've been to a few places and had Korean barbecue before, and I was perfectly fine. It was delicious. We had a grand old time. There was even one place I went to, in Rockville, Maryland, and had Korean barbecue and hot pot. And let me tell you something, I destroyed both. It was delicious. It was good. Don't say that it's underrated. It's not. It's amazing, okay? And sauces matter. Sauces matter. But anyway, I didn't know what was wrong. And I was just like, okay, well, I didn't have breakfast because I wanted to make sure that I was like kind of on an empty stomach for food. I only drank water when I was eating. I didn't pig out. And when I got home, the only other thing that I had was a bubble tea. And I've had passion fruit green tea before, so it wasn't that. And that's not going to make my stomach upset either, because I love tea. I drink tea a lot. And when I got home, the only other thing that I had was some banana bread, but it wasn't the banana bread because I ate the banana bread the day before and 2 days before, and I made sure that it was kept nice and wrapped up and there was no mold on it, there was no issues. And even afterwards, like I'm pretty sure I finished it yesterday. No mold, there was no issues, there was no nothing. And that was the only thing that I ate after I had the meat. So I was just like, it has to be the meat. But there was nothing wrong with the meat because the people that I went to Korean barbecue with are perfectly fine. They don't have any food poisoning. There's no issues. I'm the one that cooked the meat. So I made sure it was thoroughly cooked so it didn't have food poisoning. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't eat meat. Wow. So now that I've made that revelation that I can no longer have dairy and my body no longer processes meat because for the next 24 hours, my gut felt cold. How many of y'all have felt an internal chill just radiating where your intestines are? I felt cold. A lot of people were like, you should go to the doctor, you should do this, it'd be bad to give up meat. And I was just like, you know what? Let me take a step back. No. There's actually nothing wrong with giving up meat, okay? Besides the taste, it doesn't have any nutritional value. Well, I mean, it has some, but like not as much as fruits and vegetables. It's highly expensive. If you eat too much of it, your cholesterol skyrockets. Most people, unless you come from like a good chef's background, don't seem to know how to cook it. At least my friends don't particularly know how to cook meat, and somehow they're either undercooking it or burning it, or sometimes both at the same time. And I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, there's really no negative in completely giving up meat because I can self-sustain on fruits and vegetables. I can grow a garden, grow some onions, grow some tomatoes, grow cucumbers, zucchini, squash, pumpkin, plenty of herbs. You name it, you can grow it. If you need a greenhouse, you can build it. Pinterest is a thing. Like once you get your own plot of land, just build yourself a greenhouse, and then guess what? Boom! You got a tropical environment, so you can grow things like avocados. You can grow things like mangoes. You can grow things that grow in the tropics. So yeah, yesterday I think I was official, and I was just like, you know what? I'm vegan. I don't actually have a choice anymore. And part of me was sad because I didn't get to go through like, oh my gosh, guys, like I'm gonna try to be vegan, tee-hee, and then get caught because you're actually like eating a hamburger on the side. And you're just like, oh, wait, but I'm a vegan that eats meat. We're rare. Oh yeah, like, no. Nah, I didn't get to go through that phase. It's just I'm vegan. And that's it. That's what happens. So yeah, I guess in the future time I can be sharing some vegan recipes with y'all. But I did grow up on meat and I did grow up on dairy, so I do have some killer recipes that I would love to share with you guys, especially when I have more free time. Oh my gosh, I want to share with y'all some amazing cake recipes that I got. The most recent cake I did was a lavender and red clover sponge cake. So good. I want to make some chocolate bombs. So I'm gonna do like one half as a peanut butter chocolate, put a Ferrero Rocher on the top, and then have the other top as like a creamy chocolate, and just have like a nice little chocolate bomb, put it into some milk, and have yourself a delicious hot chocolate. I definitely want to do that. Flaking fried noodles, yakisoba, okay. Doing things like that, making different things, and of course, Black culture. We have our own food. So I'm gonna share that recipe with y'all. Gotta share my own mac and cheese recipe. Not that I'm gonna eat it, but I can definitely share it with y'all because it's different from another Black household. But that's it. That's all I have for you guys. If you like this video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the, click the bell button so that you know when I post another video. If you want to see more things, or if you have any recipes that you want to give to me, or any food items that you want me to make, go ahead and drop that down in the comments below. I will link my Instagram right here. And that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.